comments. These are going to be very, very useful for you. But weirdly, they do like nothing for your program. So, I mean, first things first, if you're ever confused about anything, always remember the internet is a great resource for figuring stuff out. People on the internet are very helpful. So I've gone to Reddit and I've gone to the subreddit Ask Programming, and I'm asking a very good question about comments and why they might be useful. And hopefully we can look back later and see if anyone's given us some very helpful responses. So let's just submit this and we'll check back here a little bit later. I've got my script open and I've got my interpreter open. So comments, they're actually fairly straightforward. They're just a way to add text to our script that Python will never actually execute. And it becomes particularly helpful for explaining what your thinking was when writing code. Or perhaps if you have someone else's code, if they wrote good comments, you could read the comments and have a much easier time understanding what their code was supposed to do. So I've copied in the code from the previous class 6, that we were supposed to kind of make sense of. And this code had no comments. If this code had comments, it may be a lot easier to understand. We may not have need to really dissect this code. So there are two major types of comments. The first one are single line comments. They're fairly easy. What we will do is you just do it like a hash, kind of like a hashtag you'd see in Twitter. And here you can type anything you want. Right? And that's a comment. That's it. That's a single line comment. There are also multi-line comments. To do those, you do 3 quotations in a row. They could be single or double quotes. And in here, you could have as many lines as you want. You could write paragraphs and paragraphs of comments if you want. So here I might write something like, this script calculates the of a number. In fact, it's not really this script. This script's function calculates the factorial of a number. There. Perhaps we want to have nice comments in here. A lot of times we will write comments that kind of describe what the functions will do. So here, this function will calculate the factor of a number, and then we can do n factorial of the number passed as a parameter. And then the return, we should probably define what the return is supposed to be. Return the result of the factorial function for the n passed as a parameter. There. So now we've really explained what this function is supposed to do. But that might not be enough. We might need to explain what each line's going to be. So, I mean, answer. Okay, so the variable that we will update, which will ultimately hold the result of the factorial. So that's good. But what is this while loop supposed to do? It's going to go from n and it's going to decrease down until we get to 1 and not execute for when it's 1. So this while loop will execute and decrement down until we hit 1 and then not. Okay, so I mean that's just kind of explaining what's going on here. This while loop's just going to start from n and go down to 1. And then what's going on inside of here? Okay, well now we are computing answer equals answer times n. So this is just calculate the product of the current answer times the value of n. Okay? And then here, this is just our decrease of the value of n. And then, I mean, we probably don't really need to explain what the return statement's doing. And there, we've added comments to the script. And now I think anyone who had no idea what the script was supposed to be doing beforehand can now look at the script, read the comments, and immediately understand what it's supposed to be doing. So if we go back to our question we asked on Reddit, let's see if anyone got back to us. No one got back to us yet, but I'll be sure to include this link in the description of the YouTube video, and hopefully we'll have some fantastic answers.